Welcome to season 5 of the Bean Chisme Show, you guys. I cannot believe this is happening. We are live here at Credit Human in San Antonio, Texas, and I am so excited. So thank you so much for joining us. If you were a newbie here or if you're an OG, thank you so much for joining on this episode. This is my 5th season. We've been around for 7 years, and we are a web show, podcast, all about the good kind of chisme. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a chismosa at heart. I was born and raised a chismosa. But you know what? I found out by the use of comedy, community, and culture that we can be the ultimate chismosas. So we have a show called Bean Chisme, and we do sketch comedy. We talk about real topics that affect Latinos. And so I am honored to be here for the 5th season. And we've got a great show ahead of us. So thank you so much for joining. Share this right now, please, with everybody, because we want the world to know that we have a great show here out of San Antonio, Texas, my hometown. And I am so honored to be here with Credit Human. We have partnered with a credit union here in San Antonio, Texas. And one of the biggest passions that I have is financial literacy. I want to break generational curses for our gente to be wealthy, to learn about investing, to learn about saving, and living the life of our dreams. So what better partner than Credit Human? And it's an honor, and we'll talk all about it. And we have a whole season partnership with Credit Human. We're in their beautiful building, and can you believe they let chismosas like me inside the building? I mean, it is so nice. It's an honor to be here, you guys. You know, we started this show, just like I said, we had no idea we were going to go into comedic acting, directing, producing, and stand-up. This brand has grown because of you all, the viewers, who have believed in Latinas who can speak their minds, but also seek truth and educate others on important topics that affect our gente. So that being said, I'm so proud that we have made it this far. Thank you again to everybody who has supported us from the very beginning and supported me in this journey. And I would like to introduce you guys to our special guest, number 1, Maggy Ortega with Credit Human. Welcome, Maggy.
Thank you for having us, and welcome to Credit Human.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me inside the building. I didn't think I was going to have permission.
Of course, everybody can come in. Everybody in San Antonio can come into Credit Human.
So Credit Human, and just to get this out of the way, Credit Human used to be San Antonio Credit. Credit Human used to be San Antonio Credit Human. Wait, Credit Union.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know, I told you the story before, but I used to work at Peter Piper's, my first job. And San Antonio Credit Union, SACU, was the first bank that I used to open a checking account. And I want to say my mom helped me. I'm sure she did.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for your membership.
So do I still have an account here? Like if I go look it up, can you find my $5.25?
We'll have to look for it, but yeah, you're still a member, yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Credit Human. What do you all stand for and why the rebrand?
Yeah, so we're celebrating 90 years, and we're from San Antonio, and the whole rebrand is to really reflect what our values are. It's everything that we do here at Credit Human is with purpose, and it's really to live our mission, which is helping people achieve and maintain financial slack. Our vision is really to help the communities be free of financial stress. And Credit Human means it's not a credit card company. It has nothing to do with insurance. It actually means believing in people. So anybody, when we meet with you, we're gonna believe in you. And I think that's really important nowadays. We really have that trust.
We don't, and especially with our old school Latino families, if you know what I'm talking about. Because my parents, I mean, not anymore, because I've educated them, but they used to hide the money in jackets under the mattress. Like,
oh my gosh,
we didn't trust banks back in the day.
I know some of those still. My grandma had a mandil, a little like delantal, a little like apron.
And she would hide it in
and
it?
that's what she would hide it, and that was a lucky apron. Yeah.
Wow.
And I have some other family members that actually have hid it inside the toilet tank or buried it. Sometimes they forget where they put it.
Wow. Dad, don't forget. Oh my gosh, that's my parents.
He doesn't do it anymore. Yeah,
no, my parents, I've made them not stop doing that because they keep forgetting where they put it.
I know. Hey, did you see a hat?
Oh,
a hat
every day.
Every
day it's something.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to educate our people on finances, saving, in which we call it slack, having slack. And I don't like to be stressed out, but financial stress is a different kind of stress. Let me tell you.
Yes.
So tell me how you guys help alleviate that kind of stress so we can start changing our habits and our mindset around it.
Yeah, so financial stress is still stress.
Right.
And we have our financial health centers, which are all over San Antonio. Anybody in San Antonio can go. They don't have to have a membership.
Okay.
And you can actually have a conversation, a talk with one of our specialists there. These specialists are certified in having these conversations. And we want to let people know that you don't have to feel uptight. You don't have to feel bad about asking for help. We know and we understand that financial help sometimes is hard to obtain.
Right. Especially nowadays.
Especially nowadays.
It's hard to have slack.
And you don't have to do it alone. That's where we come in, and we can work on a spending plan adjusted just for you. Because we also know that we cannot give you a cookie cutter solution. Everybody has different goals and different things in mind. I love to rescue animals. I love to rescue dogs.
Perritos or gatitos?
Perritos and gatitos.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I feed everything. So I like to have slack to be
Okay.
able to do that. Yeah, and I love makeup too. So maybe you like Disney. You love Disney.
I'm obsessed.
So it's important to be able to have a spending plan that is adjusted to your needs.
Right.
And you don't
Right.
have to do it alone. That's what we're here for. That's our mission, and that's what we live for.
So that's good that you said that, because I also feel like it's very cultural. So we went through this whole phase last season with mental health. And I'm always going to talk about mental health. But for Latinos, we just didn't talk about it. And my mom would even get upset at me at the very beginning of my mental health journey when I would tell people, I have depression, I have anxiety. And she'd be like, don't be saying that. Like, why do you tell everybody all your business? I'm like, because somebody out there needs to hear that they're not alone.
Yes.
And I feel like it's the same with finances. We do not talk about finances. We don't even tell, like, I don't like to tell my tax, preparer, or like other people. Like, for me, it's culturally very private. So what makes Credit Human different? Can we trust you? Like, what is it that will make us feel more comfortable with sharing that kind of information?
That's really what we're all about. We understand that everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, especially in San Antonio, especially
what happened
in our
was-
community. Yes. No, especially in our community.
Yeah.
It's just like working out, but for finances, for
Okay.
your financial health.
Okay.
Sometimes you need a coach. I need a coach, because if not, I'm not going to work out. And sometimes you will fall off the wagon, and it's okay, but you can get back on it. The cool thing is that we are able to meet people where they are. And you're not going to see just anybody that is going to be all uptight in a traje, nothing like that. You're going to just meet people like you from your neighborhood, because we have a financial health center in all of the neighborhoods in San Antonio.
Right.
If you go to the south side, you can go to one of our south side locations, and you're going to meet people from the south side that live in that community.
Right.
Meet people that look like you, that dress like you, and we're going to have those conversations. That's what we're all about. We're trying to remove that stigma about finances.
That's what yeah.
Because if there's no awareness, that's the first step, is awareness. Knowing where you are to be able to know where you want to go. So that's really what we want. We want people to know that there's really no catch. And if you go to a financial health center, we're not going to make you get an account. But if you get there with all your bills, and you're like, you know what, I'm drowning here. I need help. We will help you.
I love that.
Yes.
I think a lot of people need to hear that message today.
I think so. Yes.
You're
Especially
not alone.
now.
You're not alone.
No, you're not alone.
There's a solution for all of this.
Because also, sometimes if you're stressed out, you're probably gonna think that you have the best solution, but you're not thinking in an objective way. And when you have somebody else that is removed from the problem and is actually certified in it, they can actually see the problem in a different light, and they can hear you and also support you.
I like that. I love it. And I also feel like, do you remember Mary Poppins and the whole story about the dad working at the bank?
Yeah.
And they used to wear these suits. First of all, it was all men, all white men.
Yeah.
In the Mary Poppins movie. And you'd walk in and like there's a bunch of dudes with like suits on. I felt like back in the day, the buildings were so nice and beautiful and everybody was dressed so formal that it was like, oh my gosh, I don't belong in here.
But even women were not allowed to have bank accounts.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Look at us balling out of control now, having our own accounts.
I know.
Open the account.
Yeah, and
Hurry.
it's important, especially for women, especially for Hispanic women, it's very important that we take control of our finances too.
Yes.
It's very important for us to have these conversations about financial health, because it's a way of self-care as well. But we also have to stop trying to rely on our partner to take care of the finances and to know where the money is. You're working, you're making the money, you have to know where your money is going.
For real.
Just in case, because you never know what can happen.
Right.
And also, having that slack sometimes can actually help you stay where you want to stay, but also leave any situation relationship, work, whatever, if you have to.
Did you hear that, ladies? You can
Yeah, you can be your own hero.
be your own hero by having your own financial security on your own in case you need to get out.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
I
No,
know.
so no, I've talked about domestic violence on the show before, but there is such a thing as financial domestic violence. Like
Yes.
they will withhold finances, from you
Yes.
and keep you in a relationship. But when you're independent on your own and you're educated on how to manage your finances, you can be free of that.
Yeah,
Be
if
your
you
own
control
hero.
your money. Yes. Yes.
So what do you? Oh, that was a question I was going to ask you. Okay, so what do you think about when people talk about finances? Oh my God, it was a question at the top of my head. Had to do with our Hispanic culture, something that we don't do and we do with our.
We do not.
Commingling. The commingling. What is your thought on generational wealth and commingling finances? So this is something that I've noticed with my family. I got out of that real quick, but other people's families that I know, that it's like, well, when I get paid and I pay my mom and I help my sister and I help my brother and I help my primas and we have a habit of like wanting to help everybody, and then we don't ourselves excel, succeed, and then move forward with our own life journey, our own goals, because we're like helping everybody. We're givers. We've got big hearts. So
Yeah.
what is your opinion on that?
So I have a very big family on both sides. And I think it's important to understand also the cultural aspect of it, because Latinos, we are like that. We like to take care of each other.
Right.
However, there's that metaphor of the airplane. You have to put
the mask
your
on
mask on
first.
first.
Yes.
But even if you want to help your mom, help your dad, help a cousin with a quinceañera, you can actually do that if you have a spending plan and build slack for that.
So if you want to be the padrino or the padrina
plan for it.
for the queque, the
Yeah.
quinceañera,
Just plan for it. If you can plan for it and you can go to a financial health center and you can be like, you know what, this is the situation, but make sure that you're always taking care of yourself first. Why? Because you want to make sure if you have kids that you do not inherit your debts and your financial problems to your kids, because you're going to affect other generations as well.
ooh, mic drop. It's
So,
true.
It is true, yeah.
So if you don't take care of it, you're just going to pass down these bad habits to your
and then,
children.
Yeah, because if you don't take care of yourself, once you're older, your kids are going to have to take care of you, and they're not going to be able to take care of themselves, so they're really never going to be able to develop wealth, really.
It's really true.
So you're inheriting those problems to the newer generations. Also, if you're stressed out financially, you're really not going to have time to be parent, because you're going to be thinking about it. You're probably going to be screaming more
I've
at
been there.
them. Because
Like,
kids
how do we
stress out.
fix the lights? How do we get this? How the groceries and the thing? And then
And you want McDonald's, and they don't know because
Yeah.
they're kids.
It's a lot. It
Yeah.
could be a heavy burden if you don't have it, at least some sort of plan in place to make you feel comfortable. And like you said, you have slack. But I love that. I love all the points you made. And I think, honestly, this all boils down to a mindset, a wealth mindset, that you deserve it, that you don't have to share everything you have. Put the mask on first. Build healthy habits so that your kids don't, inherit these curses that we have. There's just so much. We could talk about this all day, girl.
Yes, and it's just not saying it or manifesting it, but it's also setting an action plan and doing it and doing the work. And we understand that yes, it might be daunting for people, but again, they don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna charge you. It's part of the mission. So just go to a financial health center close to you. Make an appointment, ask for help, walk in, and they will help you out.
I like that.
Yes.
So we don't have to wear a suit.
No, you can go in jeans,
What if I have bad
pajamas.
credit? What if I have a bad credit score? Can I walk into a credit union?
You can walk into Credit Human.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
because we can help you with that too. It really depends on what your goals are. If you want to work towards your credit score, well, that's what you're gonna tell the specialist, and we're gonna work on those plans. A lot of the credit score also sometimes might affect. You might have some credit card debt or some problems. They will give you some advice to help and improve your credit score. They're not gonna do the work for you. It's not a magic pill.
It's not I'm gonna manifest it and it happens.
Yeah, it's not a magic pill. We have to do the work.
Right.
But
right.
you have somebody guiding you, cheering you on, and holding your hand along the way. And that's I think something that nobody else has.
No, they needed to teach us in high school.
Yes.
Like, why don't they have a financial literacy class in high school? I don't understand that.
I
In elementary.
I know.
Middle school.
I never used calculus, but
Physics.
I use my spending plan.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I am like to the T. And I feel like just by nature of my personality, my little control freak inside of me, but because I'm a single mom and I can't leave Ava behind just because I made some irresponsible decisions. So for me, I have to be on time. And I own businesses. So
Yeah.
like it's just constant.
Yeah, you're a chingona.
Thank you. But I have to surround myself with people like you who are educated. I'm smart enough to know that I don't know anything. So just I seek the help where I can find it.
And there also something that we have at the financial call centers that people might not know is that our specialists are aware of their surroundings as well in the community. So if somebody walks into financial health center, they're gonna have somebody that will see them and receive them with empathy, and they're gonna hear them out. We're not gonna be judging you. But also, if we see that the first thing that you need before asking you to save $5 is connecting you with some resources to help you pay your rent, maybe the city has a program, something in the community that can help you before that, that's something that the specialists do as well.
Wow, I've never heard of a credit union doing that.
No, we do that. We try to meet people where they are. We're trying to also be very holistic with our approach, making sure and understanding where they are in this moment might not be us asking them, let's start saving $5 a month. Because for some people, especially right now, that's not
Possible.
possible.
Like I just can't. Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's very
This is
rewarding.
awesome.
Honestly, it's very rewarding.
And I've
working
learned
here.
a lot. Like I've learned a lot since we've had our meetings. You know what I mean? Obviously, the partnership with Credit Human, we've worked on it a few months now. But every time I meet with y'all, I've learned so much more about how awesome this credit union is. And I learned the difference between a credit union and a bank.
Yes.
So tell our audience.
So banks are owned by stakeholders.
Okay.
So the interest, everything that a bank does is for their stakeholders. And a credit union is owned by the members. So whether you have $5 in your account
Okay.
or you have $10,000, $100,000 in your account, you matter and you're an owner of the credit union as well. And we're gonna treat you with the same level of respect and dignity.
I love that.
Yeah.
So is there a minimum to open an account? Do we have to have like a bajillion dollars to get in here?
No. You can open an account with $5.
Okay. So right now, if I wanted to go and open an account, $5 is all I need. And obviously there is a process to become a member of a credit union, but it is not anything, from what I understand, too crazy. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
We have something that it's called the field of membership. So if you work, go to church or go to school in some areas in San Antonio, you technically qualify to be eligible for membership.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so credit unions, growing up, it was USAA for us here, and it was if you had a family member in the military. That's how you got into USAA. Security service, I think it's similar, or not military based, but security service was also a credit union, where it's like if you knew somebody or if you lived in a certain area, you could join. So I think it's really important for our people here in Bexar County, San Antonio, to understand that Credit Human is also a credit union.
Yes, and you can try to get a membership online. However, don't get discouraged if the process
Declined,
doesn't.
or if it's just a long
No,
process.
if it just says let's visit a financial call center. If there's something like that, you can go to a financial call center, and we will see how we can make that membership work or being eligible. Sometimes there might be some kinks, but we really hardly ever turn anybody down. We don't never not do it, but we try to serve everybody in San Antonio.
Awesome. So talk about this building real quick, you guys. I know we are here at the Green Wall, which is these are live, like living plants, by the way. But tell me a little bit about the building.
It's one of the greenest buildings in the nation. And again, it reflects our values towards stewardship, towards the environment. And it's really cool to work here.
It's it's 12 stories, right?
It's 12 stories,
It's so awesome.
yes.
I love it.
And it really reflects everything that we care about when it comes to the environment. It's a company that is really, really interested in anything that has to do with being green and being eco-friendly. We have geothermal energy, we have rainwater collectors, we recycle water, we have solar panels. Actually, the building itself, I think it consumes about what a family of 4 consumes in a year when it comes to water.
That's wild.
It is, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool
That
to
is
come to a
neat.
building that is so beautiful. It's open floor space as well, so that way all of the employees get to collaborate in different departments. But we also, can go and work outside on the terrace. And
The terrace is nice too.
Yeah.
I asked to throw a party already out there. That was the first thing I asked.
I know.
So there's 500 people that work in this building at the headquarters, and we are by the Pearl, you guys. If you're not
Yes.
familiar with San Antonio, the Pearl is like a beautiful development here,
But we
close
have
to downtown.
we have locations all over San Antonio
Okay.
too, and those are also low carbon footprint.
See, like what credit union is going to be so conscious about that kind of stuff, or even think about community and all that. At least I haven't felt that way. You know what I mean? I haven't felt included, seen. I see your old billboards too, and I like all the color of people on there.
Yes.
Like you could just tell it's a very diverse and inclusive credit union. So it's very different, and that's what I like about you guys.
It is very different. We were in an event yesterday and talking to people because our specialists went to a community and we were talking and having those conversations outside of the financial health centers. And it's really, yes, we really do care about the work we're doing. We believe in it. And we are there just trying to have these conversations with people, trying to see how we can support them and help them.
Yeah. And I think it's really important because for Bean Chisme, for years, I've been trying to find a financial partner. And I've been approached a couple times, and there's been the meetings and the proposal, but it was kind of like, we want to meet with your people who are middle income, blue collar, Hispanic, and we want them all to get mortgages and open car loans and all these things. I'm like, well, first of all, you need to talk to us, like so we can understand what you're trying to say. You need to make us feel like we're welcome.
Family.
Yeah, exactly, like familia. And I felt like that disconnect has always been there. And so I'm proud that Bean Chisme serves as a conduit to the community, the Latino community, the working class, because I feel like there's these huge corporate entities that use us for what they need, but they're not willing to meet us where we're at and invest in us. And it's a partnership. You know what I mean? It really is, and it takes time. It takes real, genuine relationships. So I really appreciate Credit Human, you guys, offering us this space for the entire season. Can you believe that? Are you ready to be a cheesemonger with me all season?
Of course.
You better not get tired of me.
No, we're not gonna get tired of
Because
you.
we're gonna do some crazy stuff. This is pretty clean episode here, but it's about to be fun, and I'm excited to work with you guys. We are going to be coming up with all kinds of content throughout the year to educate our population on financial literacy, and it's going to be fun. And that's why I do comedy, because honestly, you guys, if I've tried doing it the regular way and nobody listened about, LGBTQ rights, about voting, financial literacy, anything, health and wellness. But when I use comedy, everybody starts to listen up a little bit better. So thank you.
No.
Thank you to your team. Thank you, Gabriel, for helping coordinate all of this. And the marketing team, everybody's been so generous and just, we'll make it happen.
Really
So
happy.
We've got
We're
a lot
really
of stuff ahead.
happy. We want, we are really committed in helping the community and really getting to all those Latinos and Latinas out there and talking to them. You guys are not alone, and you guys can walk into any financial health center. You're gonna see somebody that looks like you, probably went to school with you. Just go to a financial health center. There's nothing to lose and there's no catch.
Boom.
We just really want to help you.
I love it. Okay. Well, you guys, the link is in the comments. If you want to go to the Credit Human website, check it out. We have a very specific link dedicated to Bean Chisme and our fans. And so we're going to drop that link in the comments. Of course, follow them. We have a contest going on right now, and it's a good giveaway, you guys.
It is
this
very
is a
nice.
juicy one. Tickets to NIOSA, the official 2025 Fiesta Medal, Bean Chisme merch, Credit Human merch. I mean, if your tia is not tagging all her friends right now, I don't know what else she'd be doing, because who doesn't want this prize? So 3 people will be chosen, and we will select them and notify them by Monday.